Hello everyone, today I'm going to bring you another favorites video. I can't believe this year is going by so fast. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Let's start with the Sigma Travel brush sets. This series was already launched. This is the Cities collection, and this in particular is the London. These are plated with 18 karat gold, so they are a little bit more expensive than the rest of the collection. There's a red one for Paris, a black one for New York, and a pink one, I believe, for Tokyo. And they're so cute. I love these travel brush holders that you can turn into two. And in this travel kit, there are an assortment of 7 brushes, as you can see here. I personally think that this set is a little bit more geared toward advanced makeup users, whereas this kit that I'm going to show you, the Essentials version, is a lot more basic. So this is one of my favorite eye brushes of all time. This is the small tapered blending, the E45. I love how pointy it is because it's easy for me to get deep into the crease. And next is the large shader, the E60, which is great for all over color. The large powder, the F30, and the duo fiber powder blush brush, the F15, which is great for pigmented blushes. I haven't yet used the eyeliner brush. This is the E05, I believe. And finally, the tapered blending, which is the E35. And last but not least is a small contour, the F05, which is great for contouring and for bronzer. I actually think that if you have any basic set, if you have the full-size Sigma Essentials, the longer version, I think that this is a great set to invest in, just because you get some of the professional premium kit brushes without having to spend over $100 to buy that brush roll and get repeats of brushes you already have. This is my favorite Sigma set. This Sigma set, which has actually just been released, this is the Make Me Cool, and these are the standard brushes that you can already buy in the full-size versions. I will go ahead and link the reviews to both of these on my blog down in the description box. I love this travel set. I think it's so cute because it makes great gifts. For me, this ideally would not be a good gift because I have so many of these similar brushes, but if you want to spoil someone that already loves the full size but wants short-handled brushes to travel with, this would make a great gift. The Revlon lip butters. And as you guys know, Revlon lip butters have taken the beauty world by storm. They were really hard to find because apparently every CVS and Rite Aid only received 2 of each color. So it was just pure madness trying to run around. I went to 3 different CVS stores trying to find all 5 of these. So let's get started with my favorites. I have to say that 80 and 90, Strawberry Shortcake and Sweet Tart are my favorites. I'm going to post lip swatches of all these and review them on my blog as well, thereviewer.com, if any of you are interested. Sweet Tart is the brighter version, and Strawberry Shortcake is the cooler version. Now, these are both very well pigmented, and I love the way they look on the lips. I'm only going to swatch these 2 because, again, I'm going to post all the lip swatches of the products on my lips, not just on my arm, on my blog. And as much as I love them, they make my lips peel, so I'm not going to buy any more. So I can't wear them too often. If I wear them until they dry off my lips, they just start flaking. It's horrific. But obviously, they work for a lot of people. It is very balm-like in texture. But overall, I feel like the color range is pretty good. My sister loves Sweetheart and Lollipop. Lollipop is even darker than Sweetheart, but it's still a very bright pink. The only dud for me out of all the colors that I bought is number 65 Creamsicle, which is supposed to be a nudie orange, but it just looks super pale on my lips. There's no tinge of peach at all, so it makes me look dead. It's a kind of corpse look, and some people do like that as their nude lip, so it's really up to you, but for me, 65 Creamsicle is my least favorite. And 55 Cupcake is also one of the ones that I don't like very much because, again, it gives me that kind of corpse look. Strawberry Shortcake number 80 gives me that really milky strawberry pink look, but this one would probably give you that same look on someone who is very, very fair. And that's the quick round roundup of these 5 colors. Again, I wish they would have worked for me, but I can't stand it when my lips peel, especially in the winter because they start to rip and bleed. So obviously I'm not going to be able to use these, maybe in the summer though. Now for more lip products, I have recently been loving Edward Best. This is his Forbidden Flower lipstick, and I recently reviewed it on my blog. It looks a little darker in the tube, but in fact it's a lovely, lovely peach. It's actually a peach nude. But the only problem with this lipstick is that it rubs against the bullet. And I've never had this happen to me before. A lot of people ask me, well, you apply lipsticks straight out of the tube so often. Don't you ever get broken lipsticks or, you know, the rubbing? And I said no, because I've never ever had that issue. I'm very gentle with my lipsticks, and though I use them a lot, I never had any issues with this kind of packaging ever. But obviously, as you can see, the ridges. But I do like the metal tube. I heard that he has a new lipstick packaging, which is plastic and square, but I haven't seen that yet. So if I ever do encounter it, I will make sure to mention it in another favorites video in the future. Dusk by Edward Best is officially my new favorite taupe. This is his Ultra Luminous eyeshadow. Here's the back. And the reason why I love this eyeshadow is it's because it's so smooth and it applies really well, lasts all day. At first I thought the applicator was a little different and that it wouldn't work very well to apply color, but it works really well. And it's not very dense and it's not ultra thin, but it is kind of a flat sponge. So I wasn't expecting it to be as effective as it really is, but Dusk is worth tracking down. So Edward Best comes highly recommended by me, so thank you to the Non-Blonde, the Beauty Lookbook, and Cafe Makeup for your great Edward Best recommendations. Now for my miss, this is an eyeliner by Stila, the Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. And yes, it is largely waterproof, but as a lot of you know, I do wear a cat eye almost every day, and the reason being is because I have very round eyes, so I like to elongate them. And the issue that I have with this product is the color is not as black on my lids as I would like, and it smears. So it smears along the corners, the inner corner right here, right along this area, and it ruins the cat eye look and it actually looks really messy. So as much as I do like this, I don't know if I'm going to keep it. I purchased mine from Sephora, so I bought it initially for my sister, and she doesn't use this anymore either. She actually, in fact, uses the Hourglass calligraphy eyeliner, and apparently they just redid this as well. I love Hourglass makeup and their products are just phenomenal, but as you can see, the Hourglass is a much thicker felt tip. So there they are swatched next to each other. The Hourglass is also much more rich in color. Let's go with the eye creams first. I mentioned the Jeune d'Age Organics Moisturizing Eye Cream very recently, I think in my last favorites video, and the reason why you guys couldn't find it on their website is because they were repackaging it. So I'm really sorry that you guys couldn't purchase it if you wanted it right away, but they were repackaging it into this. But I actually really like this kind of airless jar. So this is the Pro Makeup Artist size. This is 1 ounce. And this is half the size, this is 0.5 ounces. So this is going to last me a very, very long time. I do use eye cream religiously because just like I have very dry lips, I have extremely, extremely dry under eyes. And this is probably the best eye cream I've ever used. In fact, I have used eye creams from the drugstore all the way up to La Mer. And I have to say that this Jeune d'Age Organics is that awesome. And believe me, I'm not paid to say anything great about this product. I just really believe in it because even though it doesn't have a really dense texture like some of my other eye creams, it hydrates so well. And even though I don't have wrinkles, I do have those fine lines underneath my eye and they drive me insane. And the best way to combat those is not anti-aging eye cream, it's just pure hydration. So definitely check out twobetterskin.com if you're interested in purchasing this. Now for my favorite primer of the moment. This is the Temptube Base Smooth and Matte Primer. And as you guys know, I've stated in the past that I don't use primer every day. I'm not a huge fan of primer because a lot of the times my SPF doubles as a pretty sufficient primer as is. So I don't really feel the need to add more. So I've been using this right along my T-zone, so across the forehead and down the nose, and I love it. So a lot of you asked me if it really does keep the skin matte, and for me, because I have combination skin, I don't have oily skin, it works really well. My sister did try and she likes the texture a lot. My sister has very oily skin and she doesn't think it keeps her matte very well. So if you have combination skin, this would be a great one for you to try. But if you have oily skin, you might want to try it. Just pick up a sample from Sephora, see if it works for you. I actually don't use the brush that it comes with. I just find this a little unsanitary. I do highly recommend this product if you have combination skin. Now for another primer that I've tried recently. This is the Laneige Snow Crystal Dual Base in green. I do have the Snow Crystal foundation and it's very hydrating. I don't love it. I like it enough to not give it away or toss it out, but I wanted to try this primer because the green primers are supposed to reduce redness, and I have a lot of redness around the nose and along my cheekbones, so I thought this would be a great one to try. It comes with a large cap, again, an airless jar, and you only need half a pump for all over your face. It's actually a very minty green liquid, kind of matches my nails, right? But it's an ultra thin, watery product. It blends in really well, so don't be shocked that it's green. It does look translucent once blended in. Do I find that it really reduces my redness? A little bit, but not by much. I think overall it's just a colored primer. They don't make a huge difference. It's concealer that will really cover the redness. But I do like the fact that it comes with a very light pink highlighter. I actually used this all over the lid as an eyeshadow once, and it stays relatively well. It feels almost like a NARS cream shadow, but with better staying power. So I don't highly recommend this, but if you have dry skin and you do have redness, this might be worth a try. It is very hydrating though, so oily skins should avoid this. Now for a new whitening product. I have been trying this Dior Snow DNA Reverse Night Concentrate. And after cleansing my face, I use my Kate Somerville clarifying toner, and then I apply this. So 3 drops. It has the same dropper style that Genifique uses. And I just use 3 drops, 1 on my forehead, 1 on each cheek, and I blend them out. And then I follow up with my Lancome Visionaire, which is the evening serum. So I haven't seen really evening out of my skin tone with the Visionaire, but it does constrict my pores a whole lot. It's an awesome product if you have issues with open pores and you want to work on a more luminous finish to the skin. But I feel as though this is really helping whiten up my skin. So as you guys know, I felt like my summer tan was stuck. It wasn't moving at all. I was so dark, and my arms are also really dark as well. My whole body is completely uneven right now. But this has really helped bring out a more translucent glow to my skin. So I think it is working. And I haven't been using it long enough to see a reduction in the color of my sunspots, but if it does happen, I will make sure to let you guys know. And I actually found out about this product through my friend Ingrid, Miss Glamorazzi. So definitely check her out if you guys haven't seen her videos before. I got both of these, the Laneige primer and this Dior concentrate from YesStyle.com. So it's a great place to buy, you know, these products that are difficult to find. You can now find Dior Snow products in department stores like Nordstrom, Neiman Marcus, and Bloomingdale's, but the Laneige I couldn't find anywhere here, at least where I live, so I had to get it off YesStyle.com. And last but not least, I have hair products for you guys. I have been trying to find a really good hairspray for a long time, and everyone was talking about L'Oreal Elnet. Everyone loves this hairspray. So I bought the color treated hair UV filter extra strong hold version. And let me just say that this is a very, very expensive hairspray. For a drugstore product, this is almost $20 with tax. And it just shocked me because as large as the hairspray is, I really don't like to spend that much on hairspray. I like the Garnier Fructis hairspray, which is like $3. But I do like it. It's very lightweight and it doesn't give you the flakes after you brush your hair out. And so that is a very irritating thing about other more affordable hairsprays. They give you that white residue on the hair when you brush the hair after it's been sprayed. But this doesn't do that at all. And I've been using this in conjunction with my Hannah hair flat iron, and I had never tried a titanium flat iron before. I've always used ceramic technology, but this is actually better for straightening hair, coarse and slightly dry hair like mine. It makes it more shiny. Ceramic is a little better for your hair, but I actually like this a lot for straightening. This Hannah is actually a lot more affordable than a GHD as well, and I love the grooves. My index finger goes right here, and it splits right between the two, so I have a lot of control if I use a lot of hair, especially to flatten at once. It really helps me hold down that hair, whereas the GHD and the Seidu, they don't have these grips. I know that was a long favorites as usual, but as always, thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.